The Art of Relationships radio show is copyrighted. No one is to use any part of the show without express written consent from myself, Greg Dazinski, or the Art of Relationships. Thank you.
Licensed relationship and sex counselor Greg Dazinski, also known as Master G. The Art of Relationships will cover crucial elements in rebuilding emotional and physical intimacy in your romantic relationships. He will also welcome live calls from listeners and help him with these very challenges. Heard of the old repetitive and tiresome tit-for-tat arguments? Greg gets to the root of couples' challenges in a quick, matter-of-fact format, plus applies compassion and humor. Join in discovering how to improve your romantic relationship and your own life. Listen, laugh, and climax to a happier you. Greg is a licensed professional counselor in the state of Michigan, but to some of us, he is simply known as Master G.
Hey everybody, it's Greg, Detroit's Love Guru, coming to you live as usual. Happy Hump Night, woohoo, everybody! Hopefully going to have a fun show this evening. I am not awake, and it took me just figured out maybe a topic of the show maybe about 5 minutes ago. A request that came across that I ran into quite a bit ago, a couple of weeks ago actually, and I come across of it. And I'm going to get into that, and that is going to be, can you tell, are there true tell signs that your partner is cheating on you? And like I said before, unfortunately, just as many women cheat as men. Yes, oh my God, my voice cracked. Sorry, that just as many women cheat as men. It is very, very close, okay? So we're going to talk about maybe are there true tale signs that they're cheating, that they're not cheating, that you're not paying attention, or something's going on? There are, the true standard, if you want to say, not only the myths, the true tale signs that someone is cheating, whatever, right? You caught them, you see, video, text messages, whatever. Those, yeah, I get that. But are there signs that lead up to that, more importantly, that you pay attention to, and not only pay attention to what the hell is going on in your relationship to maybe cause that in the first place, okay? And as always, please, throw out questions, throw out your comments, anything you want. The show is for you. The Art of Relationships radio show, it is for you, okay? And as always, you can ask a question regarding relationships, sexual challenges, you name it. Give me a call, 313-614-9498. Again, 313-6498. And it doesn't have to do anything with the current topic we're talking about this evening. The show, of course, is for you and to help you out. So throw your questions below. Let me see them. I want to hear your comments. I want to hear, what's going on with you, your challenges, anything I can do to help with as well. And I posted it yesterday, I believe, getting some webinar dynamics coming up to talk about some private webinars. They're going to be a group sort of therapy format, going to do weekly seminars, webinars, probably for a month, and it's only $25 a piece for that month, okay? They're going to be private groups. It's going to be handled through PayPal. I'll get more information out about that as well. Again, give me a call, 313-614-9498, and you can also, give me a shout out on the discussion board below. Check out my website, theartofrelationships.org, and I would love to hear your comments, okay? And hopefully everything's going smooth this evening and people are joining the show. And I want to hear your comments. I want to hear your questions, your comments, like I said, down below. And are there true tale signs that, stuff is going on? Are there true tale signs that your lover is going on? We always talk about, going out of the context of, are they cheating? We all talked about all this aspect about, let's face it, all of a sudden they never worked out in their life and they're working out. They start working out, they start exercising, which they never would do. And again, these signs are not only for, women looking at the men, but they are also, for men looking at their wives or girlfriends if they're cheating or possibly cheating. And I would love to, have the intervention to intervene before that does happen. But some are very smooth. Some are very subtle at what they're going on, that they're very sneaky. They have excuses. And some people get blown away when they find out that their partner is cheating. They don't want to look at the signs, okay? And this could be, we could go, new hairstyles, right? New hair color. And let me back up a little bit, okay? Before I get into that, they could change hair colors. Women like different hair colors, whatever. That doesn't mean they're cheating. But maybe they've had the same color, whatever, and they've never even talked about changing their color. All of a sudden, bam, they come home and they have totally rad color, different, totally color, not them. You never even heard about them talking about it. And you're like, what the hell is going on? This is totally unusual. And trying to figure out, is that a sign or is that something to pay attention to? Not, they come out with the new hair color, totally drastic, totally different. And I want you to look at the situation to where, are you able to, just lay off of it? Or do you automatically accuse somebody, oh my God, you're cheating. You went to this drastic, never heard. You know what? I want you to pay attention before you blow up like that, right? Pay attention, because there are going to be other signs. Are they, all of a sudden, they never worked overtime in their life, okay? And all of a sudden, they're working 10 hours, 12 hours, 7 days a week, 6 days a week, and it's never happened before. That's sort of unusual. You're looking at totally unusual scenarios, unusual behaviors that you are talking about, looking at, okay? Could be overtime. They're always late. They're never home. They're, all these subtle changes are not really that. You're thinking, oh, no big deal. Nothing's going on. These are the times that you want to pay attention. Maybe you've had a very active, loving sex life, and it just stops. It just cuts cold turkey, and you're looking at the situation to where, wow, what happened? What did I do? Whatever. They're not feeling well. They're coming up with excuses all the time. And nothing's really changed. You're not being a jerk. You're not, I'm talking a jerk for male or female. They're not being these things. And are you able to, you're like, wow, what happened? What changed? And I'm all about, hey, hon, what's going on? What did I do to cause this situation? What the hell did I do to maybe, that caused you not to be interested in making love anymore? And all of a sudden it just stopped, and you weren't in a fight, everything seemed hunky-dory, and all of a sudden it just died. And these are all signs, whatever, that, compliments, they start dying off. Say they've been regular, they've been genuine, consistent, all of a sudden they die off. The communication, is cut, meaning maybe they used to call you on the breaks, on their lunch hour. Again, people, this goes for both men and women, okay? Not just for men. And all of a sudden, they're always, they're too busy to call you during lunch. They're too busy on their breaks. And it just stops. And you're like, what the hell is going on? Not only are these signs that they're, cheating. I'm not saying they're full-blown having an affair or cheating aspect. But these are signs that maybe they may be checked out and someone else, or they're paying attention to somebody else instead of you, or to your relationship or marriage, okay? So you are looking at something that is totally out of character for them. And a lot of people, let's face it, men and women, take this for granted, and they don't pay attention enough. They don't pay attention as far as, they're just not. They're not looking at these changes, and they can be subtle. They can be drastic, like I mentioned. And, the communication stops. You're not talking about, each other anymore. And all of a sudden they're used to, how's your day? What's going on? Did you have a good day? And they're really wanting to talk about your feelings, your day, what's going on with you. And it ceases. It stops. And, before you go in and accusing them, okay, are you cheating? Are you whatever? Are they going to get defensive right away? No, I love you. I would never cheat on you, whatever. And we all know that both genders can be very good at manipulating, can be very good at lying, okay? But this is where you want to trust your gut instinct. And the evidence, if you will, the logical, rational evidence, does it stack up in that favor or does it not? Is there a rational explanation, or is your gut instinct just kicking up and just telling you, you know what? Something ain't jiving, and you know what is going on? Not only that, how many people out there have been in a situation that have been, cheated on? Maybe we all have, right? I'm not justifying, but maybe we all have, that you look at the situation that, maybe you don't want to get into it because you don't want to get hurt, you don't want to get crushed, you don't even want to, think about it. We don't. So what do? We don't pay attention. We go take each other for granted, and also whatever goes on. Then you find out your partner has had an affair, and then what happens, right? Then you're like, oh my God, I can't believe you do this. But typically, not always, the signs are there. You're just not paying attention to them. Nick, you mentioned extreme avoidance or mood swings. Absolutely. Those are good. Those are awesome. Like I said, extreme differences when you're looking at something that's totally out of character for that person. And I'm not talking, maybe your partner, your spouse, lost a parent, lost a close friend or whatever. You're going to have mood swings. You're going to have avoidance, whatever situations. Take that out of the realm. Say nothing traumatizing has happened or going on in their life. So you need the traumatizing, the grief elements. Job loss can create a lot of mood swings too. So you want to rule those out. Get rid of that, no job loss, no job change, no friends died, whatever's going on. Then you start keying in on these drastic changes that's going on. You're like, man, what the hell is going on with this person? And a lot of us, let's face it, we do not want to even think about our girlfriends, our boyfriends, our spouses, that they would ever have an affair or cheat on us. It crushes us. And I'm going to get into a little bit later on, what does an affair mean to you? Does it mean that you're not good enough? You're not attractive enough. You're not, sexually great enough for your partner. And that's why affairs happen. I'm telling you, and I'm working on a short book that is based on, healing after affairs or getting reconnected, building a trust again after an affair, if you choose to work it out, that, I talk about the myths of affairs and cheating, and that hopefully will be out in another week or two. It's a short ebook. It's going to be about 50 pages, give or take, and it's talking about the myths of cheating and what it represents and all this stuff. And not everybody that cheats, not everybody is a chronic cheater. Yes, they're out there, but not everybody is a chronic cheater, a dog or a hoe. You know what? Most people that do have an affair, there's something lacking in the relationship that they are not getting, okay? There is a lot of things that are not getting, and that is what is, that's what's going on. Chris Dickerson is in the house. Hey, Chris, welcome up. George from Athens is in the house. Give me a call. I want to hear your comments. Give me a call. 313-614-9498. Or ask your questions down below, people. I'd love to hear your comments. I'd love to hear your questions down below. And, if you ever got cheated on, were you totally shocked? Or, were there signs? When you look back, hey, Brenda's in the house, Pauline, and welcome. That you pay attention to these symptoms and you look back, there were signs. So many couples, unfortunately, most of the couples I deal with in my office there's cheating, there's an affair, involved. That's no secret. I broadcasted that almost on a weekly basis on the show. Excuse me. And, looking at why oh my God, I can't believe it. But when I walk people back through, what was going on in the relationship prior to the affair aspect, I look back, I want you to, yeah, there were signs. They were distant. Maybe they got more moody. They were more critical. They were not paying attention to, that they weren't around as much anymore. They were distant. They pulled away emotionally, physically. And a lot of people, like I said, we get so wrapped up in the work and to the kids that we don't pay attention to each other. What I'd love to hear people down below, question if you, unfortunately, you were cheated on, or maybe you were the one that had an affair. Were you ones, were there signs ahead of time that was going on, or did you get caught by surprise? And that's what I want to talk about. I want you to pay attention to changes in the relationship so you can catch them, of course, before an affair happens. Either you have an affair or that your partner cheats or has an affair, that you can pay attention and talk about them. And part of it, I did a little blurb earlier in the week about communication processes or the lack of communication in relationships. And I want you to bring it up. And, even if you notice subtle hey, babe, is something going on? I noticed this and that, is going on. And, often, oh, no, I'm fine. But I want you to pay attention to the behaviors and be able to empathically call your partner. You know what? I see this is going on. This ain't like you. What is going on? And I don't want you to be naive. I don't want you to be, do I want to say stupid? And after the fact, when someone finds out their partner is cheating on them, unfortunately, I've been there too, that you look at the situation where, you know what, I noticed this, and I just didn't talk about it. I didn't bring it up. That's my bad, right? I want you to start paying attention in your relationship or in your marriage and look at, exactly what is going on to disrupt that, to be able to talk about and bring your partner closer together. Severe changes. We talk, behavioral changes, mood swings, affection dies off. Affection dies off. Not only emotional affection, but physical affection. Sex goes down the toilet. Not only that they tend to be more busy. Maybe they weren't on their phone as much, and now they're, on their phone constantly all the time. These are all signs that something is going on in a relationship, and they're paying more attention to somebody else, or someone's paying attention to them, and you're not. And to be able to talk about it and bring it up in a empathic and a caring nature. Hey, hon, I don't feel loved by you, and look at what's going on. We talk about maybe somebody never in their life exercised, and we all know people that, they never exercise. Now they're going to start exercising. That doesn't mean they're cheating, but you're like, whoa, what's going on? They never talked about it. I'm looking at subtle changes, and not only subtle changes, but very maybe extreme changes, bizarre changes to your partner. You know what? Maybe they never went out to the bar, never went out with friends, at all, or very limited. All of a sudden, they want to go out every weekend. They want to, they're meeting up supposedly with friends every weekend at the bar, and they're doing this. They're totally doing something totally out of character for them. And you're like, the old CC Music Factory song back in the early 90s, late 80s, whatever, looking at, things that go, that you're, sort of peculiar, that is out of nature, totally, maybe your partner is used to changing hair color all the time. That's different. But maybe your partner never talked about changing hair color or changing severe radical hairstyles, and all of a sudden, bam, they come to you and you're like, what the hell? You never mentioned this. You never talked about this. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Is it a sign that that person, your partner, is trying to get a hold of themselves as an individual again because they feel lost? Or are these signs that, they're making these changes to make themselves look better or different for somebody else? And it's sad, and it's not fun. And you look at about the situation to where, what the hell is going on, that you can, you know what? I miss you. I'm wondering what's going on. I don't feel you connected with me anymore. What can I do to help that? And try to pull your partner back to you, okay? I'm going to take a little bit of a break, and then I'm going to be back shortly, okay? Pay attention. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to be back here in a quick second, people. Couple minutes, I'll be back. Thanks for listening. This is the Art of Relationships radio show. See you in about 2 minutes.
This is just another song you'll never hear about a girl I've never met. This is just another lie whispered in your ear so you'll think that I can make. This is just another ride taken by surprise with no clear end in sight. This is just an empty line you've heard a million times that I've used to make it right. Chance meeting in a parking lot, getting high off of a pointless talk. You remind me of the songs I used to fall asleep to. A perfect vision of the melodies that I would sing to. And I've been using every trick I know to send a message through the radio. This is just a sad attempt, an evening spent at trying to catch your eye. This is me crying out for attention so you don't just pass me by. This is just a lucid dream I've made to seem like the best parts of life. This is just an empty hand with spaces for your fingers laced with mine. Excuse me, I think you're the one I'm meant to find in this life, but I've been lost for quite a while. 'Cause you remind me of the songs I used to fall asleep to. A perfect vision of the melodies that I would sing to. And I've been using every trick I know to send a message through the radio. And I've been talking to strangers, trying to find the same kind of thrill that you provide. I'll leave it alone, I'll give it some time. And I've been writing for hours, living a lie, holding on to the dreams in which we collide, where everything is black and white, but you're so alive. But I've been down this road before. It never ends well. It never ends well. I'll find myself at the foot of your door, walking on the eggshells with everyone I believe myself. Beside you, just so close. To using every trick I know to send a message through the radio.
Hey everybody, I'm back. This is Greg, Detroit's Love Guru, and we are live with the Art of Relationships radio show, and we are talking about cheating. Are there signs? Are there, signs that you're not paying attention to your partner, to the relationship as a whole, maybe not only to yourself, and, what the heck is going on? And I want you to look at the, not only dynamics about the subtle changes in your relationship, but the things that we take for granted as far as, what are there drastic changes that we just are not paying attention to because we get bogged down with kids, we get bogged down with work, household chores, duties, the bills, that we're not even paying attention with each other, okay? And that is very crucial. And I want you to start paying attention in your relationship. I don't want you to get paranoid. It is not fun by any means to live your life as being paranoid that you don't trust anybody. And we're going to, I'm going to talk about that. How do you've been cheated on, you've been treated like crap, dissed. Now, how do you trust somebody else and not carry that baggage with you into a new relationship that, I'm a guy and I got cheated on. That doesn't mean every woman is going to cheat on me or is a cheater. And the same thing with, you could have been with a guy and he cheated on you. That doesn't mean all men are cheaters are going to cheat on you, okay? We look at the dynamics about what cause the elements of cheating. And I've done numerous shows on this before, but I want to get more on the signs of, what is happening. Are there subtle signs? Are there more drastic, more in-your-face signs that your lover is checked out of the relationship and possibly seeing somebody else, okay? Maybe you catch them in a lie. You catch them lying. You catch them, they say they're over here, but they're actually way over on the opposite side of town where they said they're going to be. And you're like, what the heck's going on? And they don't have any viable reason. I didn't say excuse. I said viable reason as far as what's going on. Now, we have a new listener, and like I mentioned on the show, I do not mention your name on the show unless you give me permission to use your name. I respect your privacy, okay? We have a new listener. What about this? People might cheat because they have their own insecurities and aren't happy and content in themselves, so they seek attention from infatuation and fake relationships and the person they are having the affair on. Absolutely. That is one reason, we talk about cheat, why they happen. But I'm talking about, that is good. I talked about numerous times before. I did a couple of shows, probably more than a couple of shows on affairs, why they happen. And I get more detail actually in my latest book that's out, Love's Essence, the Relationship Guide. I talk about that. And also just a standalone, a short ebook I'm coming out with on affairs. I talk about, the reasons why and looking at, is it ego, is it insecurity aspects. But tonight, talking about the signs that somebody is cheating on you, or maybe are you giving your partner signs that you're cheating on them, okay? And, you look at subtle signs, and not only the subtle aspect changes, we all go through them from time to time, then they come back and everything spans out or chills out, okay? But I want to look at not only that, I want to look at, the extreme changes. Like I said, all of a sudden they're working out at the gym and they never in their life wanted to work out. They start partying, often. Or, they never went out. Now they're wanting to go out 2-3 times a week with friends, with this. I'm helping this partner. I'm helping. And you're like, what? Where the hell is this coming from? It's totally out of character for that person. Are you one, they would never do this? Or are you looking at more aspects of what's going on, the blatant changes that are happening in the relationship? And I want you to be able to pay attention to those changes. Not be paranoid, but just question and inquire. Be inquisitive and empathic. What's going on with you? I feel distant with you. I feel like, you don't want to spend time with me. And you don't want to come across, and it's easy, right? We yell, we scream, we come out of anger or nagging. Oh my God, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. Can you come from the heart and talk about, you know what, I don't feel you close to me anymore. I don't feel empathy. I don't feel, you know, that you even care that much about me or that you want to spend time with me anymore. What can I do to change this? And those are going to help trigger, you know, maybe they're going to catch themselves and look at, you know what, I need to stop this and focus on my relationship, or is that relationship too far gone? And how many people look at themselves, you know, with these subtle changes or drastic changes I'm talking about, you know, signs of cheating? Do you pay attention what you're doing to maybe push your partner away? Are you looking at, what am I doing to make them sort of run away from me? What are, you know, that they don't want to be around me? What am I doing? And again, talk about it, okay? Talk about it, pay attention to it, and look at, you know what? How can we fix this? How can we take care of it? How can we make each other feel more important again? And how many people can we, you know, or how many people, sorry, how many times can we look at the situation and that we are going to remedy our relationship, that we want that connection, that we can trust each other, and what do we do to show each other that the magic is still alive so cheating doesn't happen? If you see these signs, okay, bring it to your partner's attention. Don't accuse them of cheating because it might not be happening, but I don't want you to be, you know what, naive about it too. You know what, I see you're doing this, you're not spending that much time at home, you know, whatever, what's going on? And try to talk about it, and that might trigger an open conversation about the needs of the relationship and what they're feeling and what's going on, about not being heard, not being paid attention to, not feeling desired. Those are huge, huge components about causing an affair aspect. And yes, as a listener mentioned, yes, your own ego, your own insecurities can cause those aspects as well. But we're looking at, you know, not only subtle aspect changes that's going on with our partner, but the blatant, drastic ones that maybe we don't even pay attention to because we don't want to, because, oh my God, you know what, if they are, we don't want to know about it. Cheat, we put our head in the sand instead of addressing those issues, which is crucial, okay? Everybody, have a good night. I am going to call it a short evening. Natalia in Taiwan, welcome. So, you know, pay attention, listen to this, show this, pay attention to not only, you know, subtle changes, but the drastic changes that are going on in the relationship. Instead of going out, are you cheating on me? Are you blatant? You know, cheating on me, screwing around on me? You know what? Talk about what is going on, how you feel. You know, I don't feel that you want to spend time with me. I feel like you're distant from me. That, you know what, I don't turn you on anymore. Hit on those aspects, and hopefully it'll draw that person into the situation before an affair happens, before the cheating occurs, okay? Sometimes we can pay attention. Sometimes we think everything's fine, and all of a sudden our partner's cheating on us, that they're just very good manipulators, and they're very good at faking their stuff, and that is very, very challenging, okay? But pay attention. I'm going to call